Well, they're in the canine family. Love you.
I thought wolves were dangerous. I'm not saying that they are really cute.
So wolves and wolf dogs are not actually very dangerous animals. We've villainized these guys over centuries. The reality of wolves or wolf dogs is, do they have a little bit of a different disposition and demeanor, and do they have to be worked with differently? Yeah, absolutely. They are highly intelligent. Their brains are 30% larger than a dog's. They can bite twice as hard as a German Shepherd. They actually can hear a man in the woods up to 10 miles away and smell a man up to 2 miles away, which is better than a bomb-sniffing dog. These animals can actually smell cancer in animals and take it out to actually make herds and stuff stronger. So, are these guys
not surgically though? I mean, it's not like an operation.
Yeah, no, they do. They take the cancer out by killing the animal.
Yes.
So, these guys though, are they dangerous? No. But at the same time, every dog can bite, right? Every animal out here can bite. Even Salvador with his claws, and he has no teeth, but he does have those claws that he can give you a good horse fight with. Your horses can bite. Your sheep can bite. How's that goat bite feel?
That goat bite, that's the first time I've been bit by a goat. That was sharp. I mean, those teeth, they're not like crushing teeth you would expect from like a cow or something. It was like, it sliced right into me. How old is Zeus?
Zeus is 6 years old. He'll be 7 in April. Hi, buddy. So wolves are always born in the springtime. Wolves go into heat in the months of January, February, and then 60 days later they're having puppies born blind, deaf, weighing less than a pound, probably about the size of a pop can. And then they raise their puppies and teach them how to hunt and do all that from there on out. So they're truly remarkable. They do that for survival reasons, is why they have them in the springtime. Because if they had puppies in the wintertime, it would be hard to keep the pack fed. So
a lot of questions flying by. Oh, it's Saturday. That's why too.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. What's their life expectancy?
In the wild, they can live up to 8, but in captivity, they can live up to 18. The oldest living wolf right now is 18 years old. So
we might be able to see the gators next.
Yeah.
What are their names?
This is Lexi right here. This British Columbia Black, and this is Zeus. Zeus is my main man. Lexi is actually, she's a really good girl, and that's her smile spot right here. I can pet both.
Gators now? Well, you start getting demanding, we're not going to do it at all.
You know what I've learned? People are impatient. Okay, so.
Are females typically smaller?
Yes, your females are usually always smaller than your males. Zeus just wants attention. Are always usually smaller than your males. Lexi is exceptionally small.
Phone's above my head. It's hard to read anything.
Lexi, you can tip them too if you need to through the chain link.
I'm kind of there. Okay. Oh, now they say they're just kidding. That's all good.
Now. You have a question there?
There's a lot of them. I'm just trying to
siphon.
Yeah. Did you already said how old they were?
Yep. So this guy right here is 6, and Lexi is 4.
He is big.
She's 4.
What's their favorite toy?
Their favorite toy is anything they can demolish. So
cardboard.
They actually love cardboard boxes. So they love the Amazon boxes that we get in here. They can eat that and be perfectly fine. They also love Jolly Balls, where they can rip the handles off.
What kind of wolf is he?
So he's known as the gray timber wolf. Gray and timber are the same thing.
Is Lexi not friendly, and do they mate? Or are they fixed?
Lexi is friendly. She already came down here and just got loves from me. She's just exploring. And then, no, we don't fix them because we want to be involved in conservation. So reintroduction programs, we want wolves put back out in nature where they really belong. These guys can never be re-released, but their offspring could be a part of programs for Yellowstone, Cascades, whatever it may be. But we haven't done that for a very long time because they took federal protection off the wolf. So doing any reintroduction programs right now is a death sentence to the wolf, and we will not participate in that at all. Here comes my girl. You tell her.
She just taunted him.
You tell her.
She's a little mischief maker.
You tell her to stay away. You tell her. Yeah, you tell her. It's your pet time.
She's beautiful.
It's your pet.
She's a British Columbian black wolf, and
which is actually changing. January, she will be a gray wolf. So They did some DNA sampling and all of that stuff, and they've actually been changing all the genetics of wolves right now. So they're going from British Columbia black wolves to gray wolf with black variant.
I think it goes without saying, but how do you feel about wolf hunting?
I can't swear on here. I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting.
Do they shed?
Yes, very much so. They shed once a year to lose that undercoat, and they look really, really scrawny in the springtime. They look
do.
about 30, 40 pounds
At
lighter.
least.
And it's pretty remarkable. Here is our outlook on hunting. Am I opposed to hunting in general? Absolutely not. If you're getting ducks and deer and elk to feed your families, and you're saving the meat, and you raise your own cows for slaughter and pigs, I'm okay with that because you're feeding your family. But if it comes to hunting for trophy, I am not for that at all. I don't think that we should hunt animals for trophies. I don't think we should mount them to our walls. That's not my favorite thing.
Why aren't Zeus and Lexi in the wild?
So Zeus and Lexi are captive bred and born, which means that they cannot be re-released into the wild, but they can be involved in reintroduction programs, meaning that their offspring could be involved into reintroduction programs because, like I said, we want wolves put back out in nature where they really belong. So it's really important that we keep those conservation efforts because we are eradicating the wolves. And people don't realize that we actually eradicated the wolves in 1902 with Teddy Roosevelt, or almost eradicated them. So in 1902, Teddy Roosevelt ordered the extermination of all predators. By the 1930s, we had about 668 wolves in Minnesota. And so what we had to do is we had to start bringing that line back. So they actually started crossbreeding wolves with dog. We started crossbreeding with German Shepherd and Great Pyrenees because it's the best structure and all that stuff. So we did that, and then we grew our populations to what they are today. We do not have high populations. Idaho has 1,500. We have 263 in Washington. And all the federal protection states that went back on are the ones that hunt their animals the least, which is super, super odd. So people who do hunt wolves, we kept the federal protection off of. And we're already seeing consequences of that in Idaho. And you can argue with me all you want to, but science is science. They are showing that the deer and elk populations are skyrocketing, and hunters are unable to keep up with populations. They need the help from the wolves.
And they're destroying, just like in Yellowstone.
Yellowstone all over again. So wait and just watch. Idaho, you are going to become the next Yellowstone, and we're going to have to get those populations.
If you're not sure what we were talking about in Yellowstone, go watch a YouTube clip. It's 4 minutes long.
Talk about it. So Yellowstone.
But YouTube clip, it's good.
Here, I need you to
called,
help me out. Or maybe I don't.
Wolves Change the Rivers.
Yep. So Yellowstone for
Want me to get that for you?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of stubborn.
You are.
There you are. Well,
It's not the place to argue about that.
I know. There's no argument there. No, I'm very overly independent. Anyway, I don't want to hit my head on that hot wire.
That'd be interesting.
I'll be
Someone
back
said.
to see you, buddy.
Someone asked if you're wearing glasses because your contacts were hurting because you were crying.
So I don't wear contacts. I actually don't even really wear glasses that often, but I only usually to drive. But I was having double vision this morning because I don't sleep. Anyway.
Like, ooh, look, there's writing on that wall. Everything's so high definition.
No, I can see without them. It's just things that are lit up that I can't see. Anyway, so Yellowstone. Yellowstone was suffering for 70 years. It was completely overran. The rivers were no longer running clean. There was no more vegetation left. Animals were dying left and right because there was just nothing left to eat. And what happened was the herd started overgrazing so much that they were collapsing the riverbanks and taking away their water source. And in the wintertime, they were all dying because there was nothing left to eat. And they were dying a very painful death of starvation. And because we threw the whole trophic cascade off. So what we did is we brought wolves down from Canada, released them into Yellowstone, and Yellowstone turned into what it is today because of the wolf. And we didn't do that introduction program until 1995. So it's actually recent that Yellowstone has transformed into really what it is. I mean, it's hard to believe that's almost 20 years ago, but it's remarkable. So what happened is the wolves came in, they started to thin out the herds, they started to keep the herds to one section of the park, which allowed new vegetation to grow. By allowing that new vegetation to grow, it allowed new species to come in that we hadn't seen for years. Beavers, muskrats, songbirds, all started to come back to Yellowstone and thrive. Not only that, the vegetation started to grow, which then made this riverbank strong again and allowed the water to become clean, because you need the vegetation to clean the water. And so the river started to run and they became stronger. And because they became stronger, they actually started to change courses. And that is all dedicated to the wolf. And not only that, they started to target one section of the herd, and they were wondering why that happened. And so they did some DNA sampling on all of the bones there, and they found out that the herds had created a genetic bone cancer. It was
From
very
inbreeding.
rare. From inbreeding so much that they actually, the wolves smelt it and they took the entire thing out of Yellowstone, which then in return makes your herd stronger. You have to have apex predators to allow the ecosystem to survive.
People are not the balance. Nature is the balance.
Nature was the balance, and nature was well balanced before. And do not get that confused with climate changes and animals having to adapt. So there is a difference, but wolves are essential, and there is an apex predator in almost every source, whether it's in the sky, in the sea, in the lakes, on the ground. There are different apex predators that are essential to allow those specific areas to be balanced. That is why nature is so cool.
That sounds like a great book. Stephanie's reading one on Yellowstone and the wolves right now. She thinks it's called The Rise of the Wolf. Good read, she says.
Is it?
Let's see the alligators.
Okay. You've been patient.
There they are. All right. Let's
More up to your turn.
and watch the reflection.
All right.
Got a couple swimming while she's unlocking it. Yes, they do get out of their
These are my
enclosures.
spares. It's not this one.
We have large enclosures that these guys